wow, that game was a snooze fest. But at least we didn't lose it, I suppose. About a fair result for me. I didn't think that's probably one of the worst games I've watched this season, where I think that both teams were just, I think both teams just couldn't get into a rhythm. I think Luton showed a bit more aggression, but I didn't really think they were anything particularly great. But I suppose if you're going to give Luton, I'm in two minds about this, because on the one hand, I do believe we should be beating Luton. However, you've also got to give them a respect that this season they're fourth in the league. They are there on merit, deserve to be there, and I think I've got something like the third best away record in the league. I don't know if I'm making that up, but I think it's Burnley and Sheffield United are the only teams that have either matched what they've done away from home or been above them, and that's no mean company to be associated with. So when you look at it, yeah, okay, a point's not the end of the world. But yeah, it was a dull game. It was a very dull game for the most part. I felt something that's starting to get on my nerves. That I think a lot of people are starting to say that Gelhardt's not very good, and for me personally, I don't agree with that. I do agree that he had a chance where he should have scored, and I think some of the chances he's missed have been poor. I'm not going to ignore that. However, the problem for me isn't with Gelhardt, and I've said this before as well, where sometimes he's having to come so deep to get the ball that by the time he gets the ball, Luton, every opposition players have got their shape back, and it's hard to break them down again. Gelhardt shouldn't be having to do that. He should be the one that's in the box or in the final third, and players should be passing the ball to him. And people forget as well, Ross Stewart has missed a catalogue of chances. But the difference is, Ross Stewart, when he plays, now I know some of them he creates himself, but he creates chance after chance after chance almost every game that he played, or he at least has a big influence. He does obviously have a big influence on how we play, but he does have he does have more chances than not a game. Gelhardt at best probably has one chance and a half chance maybe. And I do feel for him because he's been lumped up top on his own. Now, saying that, on the other side of the argument, I do think that there comes a point where the season looks like it's going to peter out to mid-table mediocrity. I still want to finish in the top half, personally. I know it's not as big an incentive as staying up or getting into the playoffs or getting promoted, but I think at this point, if you might as well not persist with Gelhardt only because he's not our player. And if we've got nothing to lose, then you might as well try and develop some of our own players who will be here next season and who could do with some experience. That's some of the game. I mean, anyone play particularly great? No, I don't think they did. Obviously, their goal apparently was I was looking the other way when they scored because I'm always nervous with free kicks, but apparently Pato made a howler for it, so I need to watch it back. As for the penalty, this is what I'm going to mention. Well, the only thing I'm going to mention about this referee, Scott Oldham, I think his name is. This is apparently the first time he's refereed in this division, and he had a bit of a sort of swagger. The game's about me sort of feeling to him. Maybe it was just me looking into it too much, but that's how I felt. And our penalty, I don't know whether it was controversial or not. If it was controversial, then about time we get some luck. If it wasn't, then fair enough. Whoever made the decision to overturn that original decision not to give the penalty and then to end up giving the penalty. Good to see Ahmad back on the score sheet. And I think now we've got a 2-week break where we can just sort of reset. Obviously, I know there's some lads going away on international duty, but try and reset. Just keep going, keep ticking over. And I think we've got something like 8 games left this season. Obviously, Burnley, which no one else would probably end up going and win because it's typical Sunderland. But when absolutely nobody expects it whatsoever, a bit similar to Norwich in a lot of ways. But yeah, I'm glad we've got the international break. I said before the game, if we can not get beat at the very least, then I'm okay with that. And notice I say okay and content, not happy or jubilant, because I still don't view a draw against Luton as overall a fantastic result. However, you've got to get in the context of this season and where Luton are, it's not the end of the world. It could have been a lot worse. But obviously, there are things we can hopefully now work on over the next 2 weeks in the international break. And and like Tony Mowbray said, just approaching the rest of the season, just try and go for it with a bit of freedom. Just try and develop some of our players, give them some experience. We've got nothing to lose. We're probably not going to get relegated at this point. I know it's the innate Sunderland pessimism that makes you think that. But yeah, we're not going to go down by the looks of it. And we're probably not going to make the top 6 either. So just enjoy the last 8 games, see where it takes us, and then we basically look ahead to next season. Anyway, guys, I will love you and leave you with that one. As you guys know, I'm trying to get a 5k subscribers, so if you think I've earned a subscription from you, I'll get my words out properly. Yeah, that would mean the world to me, because 58% of people who watch aren't subscribed on the analytics last time I checked. And let me know if there's any content maybe you want to see during the international break. I'm potentially thinking about a final predictions video about who's going to go down from the championship and where Sunderland's going to finish. If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below. But anyway, I love you and leave you. Safe trip back for all the Luton fans. And yeah, see you for Burnley. And obviously, For the next match review, see you at Turf Moor. I mean, I'm not going, but other fans will be because we're nuts. See you later.